everyone. Welcome back to the Path Through podcast. We are here with episode 8, which I cannot believe, which honestly should have been last week. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to come on here in front. Episode 8 should have been last week, Friday. But for anyone who is out there that's watching, I know there's like 5 of you that are consistently watching, and I really, really appreciate the support. We missed an episode. We missed an episode last week, and I said it doesn't matter how busy I get, it doesn't matter what comes up, I am going to film this episode no matter what. So here I am at about 11 p.m. at night, and I am filming this episode because I just got home, and this kind of ties into our theme for this week, which is going to be the path through procrastination. As you can tell from what I just said about me missing an episode last week, I am not an expert at this. This is something that I am still actively working through, because I really should have posted an episode last week. I should have posted it at 9:30 on Friday, and I didn't. Right? And why did that happen? It happened because I procrastinated. It happened because I had all these things that were going on in my life that I then prioritized over filming. And before I knew it was Thursday, and before I knew it was Friday, and I hadn't filmed an episode, and I had nothing to post. And it was something that was constantly on my mind. So not only is it something that is physically affecting my life, it is something that is mentally affecting my life as well. Because now I'm constantly thinking about this thing. Okay, it's 8 a.m. I'm supposed to have, a podcast put up. It's 9 a.m. I'm supposed to have a podcast put up. Oh my gosh, it's Saturday. Maybe I can still post it. So all of these thoughts are kind of going through my mind. And that is what influenced the episode for this week, because I feel like it's something that is so important to talk about. And that's procrastination. We all do it. We all put things off to the last minute, and things that are very important, we still push them off. And that is something that I want to talk about today. So the episode for today is going to be the path through procrastination, where we are going to talk about procrastination, and I'm going to be raw. This is the channel to talk about success while we're actively going through it, not afterwards once we're already there. We want to see the messiness. We want to see all of these things while we were actively do it. And what better example than me missing an episode of this podcast because I was procrastinating? And that is a real life example of how this affects our lives and how we do these things every single day. And I am actively living in it. I am not out of my procrastination phase just yet. And I don't want to wait until I'm out of it to sit down and to talk about it. I want to talk about it while we're in it, because I need y'all, the whatever 5 of you guys that are listening, any amount of you guys that are out there that are actually listening to this podcast, I want you guys to hold me accountable for that, just like I want to hold you accountable for that. Because the more accountable we are, the more successful we are. We have to be accountable for ourselves. We have to be accountable for the things that we said we're going to do, and we have to do them. So let's talk about it. I feel like what procrastination means for me, it's not necessarily like it's something that I don't want to do. It always comes in the form of there's so many other things that are going on in my life that I lose focus, that I lose concentration. I lose accountability for the other things that are important in my life. And that is something that I'm actively trying to work on, especially when it comes to God. We can't just think about it as it's something that just affects our personal life or our business life. It is also something that affects our spiritual life. Because we put God off. Everything else is so much more important. Everything else is so much more high priority that we forget. We forget to wake up in the morning and thank Him. We forget to go to sleep and thank Him for providing another day. We forget those things. And it's not because it's not important to us. It's that we get so distracted. And we have to realize that there are things that are put into our way to distract us. Distract us from the things that are actually important. And that is the most important thing. So if there's 24 hours in a day, and we can find time to go to work, we can find time to talk to our friends, we can find time to scroll on TikTok. I know that I'm guilty of that. I will scroll on TikTok and on Instagram for at least maybe an hour or 2 hours a day. And that is every single day. That is every single day without interruption. So why can't I take 5 minutes out of my day to prioritize the being who is supposed to be the highest level of importance? Because everyone always says that God is number one. Whenever you ask people what are the top things in your life, if someone comes up to you right now, you're going to be like, God, my family, my kids, my mom. But God is typically that first thing that is listed in the level of importance. Everyone says it. When you watch the celebrities, when you watch interviews of someone being stopped on a street, you might say it. Because there's that guilt, right? There's that guilt to put someone else or to put something earthly before God when you're saying it, when you're speaking it out of your mouth. There is no one, and if someone has a video, please show it to me because I want to see it. I want to see the video where someone is listing the top 3 things in your life and they say, yeah, my company or my family, my company, and then God third. God is almost always first. So why is it that when it comes to the level of importance of tasks that we have for the day, taking a minute out for the most important factor of our lives is something that we can't do? That is where the confusion lies. And again, this is not me talking to you guys. This is me talking to myself too, because this is something that I actively do every single day. I wake up and I have so many different things on my mind. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have to do this. I have all these tasks that I have to do for the day that I forget to thank him for providing for me yesterday. Thank him for providing for me today because I know he's going to. Apologize for any way that I have not served him. And let him know everything that I am doing is for the higher purpose that he has for me. So when it comes to procrastination, yes, in your regular life, like me, for, not being able to record a podcast last week, I'm human. We're human and we're going to walk through this path together. I want you guys to hold me accountable. If one of you guys are watching this and by Friday, by 9:30, you do not see a podcast posted, I want you knocking at my door. I want you commenting and letting me know, hey, you need to post because you made a commitment to something. You made a commitment to have an episode every single Friday at 9:30 a.m. So at every single Friday at 9:30 a.m., I'm expecting you. And that is what also God is seeing. When we go to church or when we pray because we're going through something, we're at his door. We're letting him know all the ways that we're going to change and all the ways that we're going to come to him. But when it comes to showing up, when it comes to following through, we fall short. And this isn't a scrutiny. This isn't criticism because again, God is still working on me. This is something that I actively have to work on. What this is us holding each other accountable, getting each other back on path, because these interruptions and these things that come in the way, they were meant to come in the way to lead us away from him. These distractions are here for a reason. It's not something that we actively try to do. So when these things are put in our way to lead us astray and we come back, you have to master the ability to bounce back. Every time you go off, you come back. If you forgot yesterday, you do it today. Those atomic habits is what's going to develop in you this momentum where it isn't even something that you think of. It's something that you wake up and you do every single day. But what happens is when we fall off one time, we feel so disappointed in ourselves that we give up. And I know that because I've done it. And again, we're talking about this while we're actively going through it ourselves. I am actively fighting this battle myself. And this is why I can come to you and I can talk to you about it, is because it's something that I deeply understand. We try to shove it to the back of our brain, that nagging noise. I don't know if anybody else has this, and if someone else has this, please comment and let me know so I know that I'm not a crazy person. But it's this nagging voice in your mind, it's this nagging voice in your head alerting you that there's something that you have to do. There's something that you have to do that you haven't done. And there's that guilt starts to form in me where I feel guilty. I feel guilty about this thing that I'm supposed to do that I'm not doing. So then I start to force it further and further to the back of my mind because that guilt is making me feel even more guilty. Now I feel horrible. So it's better to shove it to the back of my mind and give up and quit than it is to acknowledge that it's there and to do it. I'm trying to master the ability of, when I fall off for a day and I didn't talk to God today, I'm talking to him tomorrow. Guilty or not, I'm talking to him tomorrow. And if I go 2 days, if I go 3 days, if I go a week, I'm talking to him that next week. If I go a month, I'm talking to him that next month. And not that it should go that long, but if it does, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to come back to him because he knows that we're not perfect. He sees inside of your heart. He knows that the challenges and the obstacles that are placed in your way to distract you from him, because that is the true challenge here. That is the true challenge here, is can you survive? And can you still have faith? And can you still prioritize me when you live in a world of things that are meant to distract you from me, that are meant to lead you further and further away from me? He didn't say it was going to be easy. If it was going to be easy, it wouldn't be a test. A test is meant to test you. It's meant to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And that is what we actively need to be doing right now. We need to be studying for this exam because we are going into an exam blindly. We are going into the exam without even knowing the word of the Lord. We are being blinded. So how can we expect to pass an exam, and how can we be expected to pass the test that we haven't even studied for? We're just showing up. Yep, I believe in him. I believe I can pass this test, no problem. Okay, well, what does the test say? What is the equation? Because remember, the answers for the test are always given by the teacher. It is always taught to you at some point, and then it's your job to make sure that you come up to this exam knowing exactly what to do. Because he's not going to test you. He's not a cruel God. He's not going to test you on something that he never gave you the answers for. And the answers are there, and that's why there's textbooks. You have to read. Sometimes you have to read through that textbook to find the answers, to be able to pass this test. And this is what it's for. It's to test you. This that we're living in right now is a test. And we are failing. We are failing because we do not know. We never studied for it. We never even tried. We are going off of things that we heard from a student that took the exam, 3 years ago and copied off of another student. We are learning from people that are passing down information on the Bible that's never read the Bible, that doesn't even understand the Bible. Because the Bible in itself is also a test. It's not something that's easy to read. I know, I'm trying to read it. It's not something that's easy to read. You have to, this section is going to take you to this section, and this section is going to take you, 3 sections before and 3 sections after. It's like a puzzle. But it's an easy puzzle if you just take the time. It is not something you even read. It's something that you have to study. It's something that you have to read multiple times to fully be able to understand it, because it's not meant to be easy. Because if you love something, and if you truly want something, and you truly want this relationship with him, you're going to put in the work to find him. You're going to put in the work to understand what he told you. You're going to put in the work to get the answers to the test. It's an open book exam, but we're not even reading the book. We got a little bit off topic here because we were really meant to talk about procrastination. And this is too powerful not to talk about. It's too powerful not to talk about, because I'm realizing more and more every day, and he's still working on me. Like, we are maybe like 10% there, because my knowledge isn't where it should be. I'm not a student yet. Well, I am a student, but I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman, you know? I'm brand new to this because I too was playing the game of telephone, of listening to what I thought I should have believed from growing up and going to church sometimes and my parents and school. I heard some stuff and I'm like, yeah, I understand. Little to find out that I have no idea how deep this goes. These stories are not for the weak because it tells you your past, your present, and the future. And you don't want to show up with an open book test, an open book exam, and then fail. So get it together. We're getting it together. And we are going to be diving into success, but not only success, but also God and also spirituality, because it all ties into each other. To be truly successful, and not just successful when it comes to money, because people link success to just money. It is feeling abundant. It's feeling happy. It's feeling free. You can have $1 billion in the bank account, but if you don't have a peace of mind, if you don't have a community, if you don't have peace, if you don't have God, none of it matters. You're going to be the most miserable person, because then you realize that the things that you've been chasing, the worldly things that you've been chasing, when you get them, you realize how empty it is. You realize that it has no value. It has no value without God, and it has no value without family and community. This is what it tells you. This is getting me incredibly passionate. And the more I learn him is the more I love him. And the more I learn him is the more I see that I've been living by his word without even knowing that it was his word. But there's areas where I failed him. And learning about this is making me realize that more and more every day. So if you guys want to join this journey with me of finding God for the very first time and exploring him and learning him to love him, because to know him is to love him, and to study this book that is giving us the answers of not just how to live a fulfilled and happy and full life, but that is giving us the answers to his test. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, I would enjoy if you guys liked and comment, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. Let me know what you don't like. I want to hear it all. So again, this is the Path Through podcast. I am your host, Tanoy Thames, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode, the Path Through Procrastination, and a little bit of a path through God. Have a good night. Bye.